Well, Niners, now that you're 2-3 after losing to the Cardinals, I think y'all are starting to miss Christian McCaffrey a little bit.
Let's talk football.
All right, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the All Around Sports Podcast, where sports are everything on this channel. I'm your host, Antonio. Today, we're talking about the 49ers that surprisingly lost to the Arizona Cardinals. Now, this came to me by big surprise as a Seattle Seahawks fan, as you all can clearly tell. But even though my team lost, I mean it's still unknown about how that happened. But I'll be talking about that when I go over this matchup. That the 49ers will be going on the road into Seattle to take on my Hawks going into next week. But the 49ers, this team has just not looked good. Now, of course, Christian McCaffrey has been out. According to recent rumors that I have heard, Christian McCaffrey is supposed to be ruled out for week 6. He won't return until week 7 when they play a familiar opponent against the Kansas City Chiefs. But man, the Niners, they've got a tricky schedule coming up because the way they're playing right now, I don't think that's going to make them last long. But before we get started into this video, if you guys do enjoy this video, please be sure to smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. But for now, let's talk about the Niners. So the 49ers. This team, I mean, I was not expecting them to do this poorly this fast, but it has been because of injury. So don't get me wrong, this team has not looked good, but part of it has been due to the injury of CMC because Christian McCaffrey has been about 75% of their offense. And whenever Christian McCaffrey is out, that puts more pressure onto Brock Purdy. So don't get me wrong. Purdy is amazing. I actually gave credit to this guy because when they went to the Super Bowl, he did not lose that game in the Super Bowl. It was primarily the defense. But you cannot tell me you lose to the Cards. The worst team in the division, other than, of course, the Los Angeles Rams, that still beat y'all, even though they were diminished. But enough about that. I'm going to try to be respectful to the 49er fans because the truth is, your offense is not the same without Christian McCaffrey. Sure, you got Jordan Madison kind of coming into his own as a player in the NFL. But if we look at the next six games, it is not going to be that easy. And I believe this is the part gauntlet of their schedule. Allow me to pull up their schedule on the screen. So, you got to still play the Seahawks twice, which I think that the Seahawks might at least take the home one. Because if there's one game the Seahawks are going to win, it's the one at home. And then also, you still got the Chiefs. You still got the Lions that are looking really good right now. You still got the Bucks. You still got the Cowboys. And you still got the Buffalo Bills. That is not an easy schedule. Because if we look at some of the opponents, the Chiefs have not looked good. Then again, they're 4-0 right now. Maybe 5-0 after the Monday night game against the Saints. But then you also got the Lions that are going to be seeking revenge on you, of course, for the game, for the NFC Championship game a few years ago. Then also the Cowboys, which you all seem to smack their behinds every single time. The Seahawks that you've had their number the last few years, but they're kind of building a new culture. I don't know how that game's going to go for real because after the way my Hawks performed, I'm not that confident. But then you also got the Bills that are looking like a legit contender in the AFC, even though they did lose to Houston. But the 49ers, if they don't change things around, they're not going to have an easy bit of the schedule because they're 2-3 right now. And teams that are normally 2-3 rarely have a chance of making the playoffs. Rarely. Now, don't get me wrong. The Niners at the beginning of the season, I had winning the division and making the playoffs. I had that because I, for one, I'm a Seahawks fan. And I'm saying this. The 49ers are right now the team of the West. And unless my team beats them on this upcoming Thursday night game, that is going to stay the same because the Seahawks, the 49ers have been the constant roadblock to the Seahawks. They have been the constant roadblock. They've been pretty much the thorn in our side for years. So the 49ers, this game is not that big of a deal, but that at the same time, it kind of is. Because we look at their schedule that they've had so far, they have gone against teams. The only three losses that they have been to teams like the Rams, the Vikings, and the Cardinals just recently. The only two wins that they have are against a Jets team that is trash, by the way, and just got upset in London to the Minnesota Vikings. And then also you got the Patriots that are terrible themselves. But the only thing that I find concerning about the 49ers is their offensive efficiency. If we look at the last few games, or at least the losses, they have been by 10-point leads. Now, the Vikings one might have not been a 10-point lead, but they were getting shut down. And then the Rams, they came back on the 49ers by 10. Then the Cardinals just today came back on them by 10 also and barely edged out by a point. I mean, come on. How do you lose to Kyler Murray, the most overrated quarterback in the NFL? And I'm a Seahawks fan, and I'm saying this. The 49ers, I think, need to win this game against the Seahawks. And I think they might. I think they might. Being realistic here. I'm not delusional like Dallas Cowboy fans that smash their TVs to bits whenever they lose a playoff game. But the Niners, you cannot lose this game. Because if you do, you're going to be 2-4. Now, I'm not saying they're going to lose. I am not saying that at all. Because the Seahawks, they are right now decimated by injuries themselves. Because they're still without Boye Mafe and Byron Murphy. What I am saying is if you have a 2-4 record going into this type of schedule that you guys got coming up, it's not going to be easy, especially going against Kansas City that always seems to have your number and that you've not even recorded a win against.
Let's try. Where should I hide? How about in here with me? Sure, I'll just hide in there.
And then also along with the teams like the Buffalo Bills that looking like the top contender of the AFC, even though the Chiefs are undefeated. And then you also got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which Baker is definitely baking the opposing defense right now. All I'm trying to say is this. You need to win this game, which I think you will. Because, believe it or not, I am going to say this. Y'all have a good chance. Because I'm being full on real when I say this. The Seahawks right now have to be tested. They lost to Detroit. They lost to the New York Giants, which I did not expect, by the way. They have much to prove. I am not going to get on the full on delusionality like, oh, we're going to win the division because I'm not a Cowboy fan. That's for dang sure. All I'm saying is the 49ers, they're an amazing team. Everywhere you look, they have talent. But the only roadblock to you that is within your schedule is the Kansas City Chiefs. Because you had the most stacked roster last year, you ended up failing. But I'm just going to say this. The Niners, if they lose this game against the Seahawks, we're going to have problems. Let me know in the comments what you guys think down in the comment section below. Do you guys think that this is a big deal for the 49ers? And let me know why or why not down in the comment section below. And I actually spoke positively of the 49ers this time. I'm being full on realistic. I'm going 100% by the facts. But we'll, of course, wait and see what happens. But I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. But I'll catch you all in the next one. Ciao for now.